Yeah, dog. Thomas G here, once again with another cryptocurrency video for you guys. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment, and always remember to subscribe, of course. And always remember, not a financial advisor, for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You could get wrecked. And don't ever allow a social media influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked. Code goes bad, rug pulls happen, scams happen, people pump, people dump. It's a very emotional space. Be very careful. Welcome to another episode. It is Tuesday, April the 23rd, 2024. Another day of the Pulsechain Market recap. We're going to hop right into it, starting off with Pulsechain token, Pulse token itself. Right now we're at 40759, down minus 5.25%. Take a look and click here. We're at the famous goalpost.com website. Take a look at the chart here. Yeah, man, look at that. Look at that momentum. Look at that momentum that just, and this was, just like I said it would happen. We talked about this last week. Bitcoin halving was going to take place, and there was going to be excitement. And then once, the Bitcoin halving happened, I felt, hey, man, the excitement's going to die off, because people are going to realize that Bitcoin's not going to take off just yet right away. And altcoins and everything would fall along with it. Bitcoin would drop in price as well. As you can see, the market has decided that that was the case, especially on Pulsechain. But if we refer back to the price of Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin is actually not doing too bad. Numbers here are indicating that we could have some serious liftoff coming up soon. Up and down volatility as expected, but a $66,000 Bitcoin, not looking too shabby. Not a bad number, not a great number. So it could be worse. Well, could be better, could be worse. That's the saying. So Pulsechain, obviously not as much positive sentiment as we'd like. You still have the maxis that are there, the people that believe in Pulsechain that aren't maxis, that obviously would be dollar cost averaging. I always think that's the best bet. But bringing it to Pulse X token itself, 4 zeros and a 313, down 1.2%, but it looks like it's down minus 4.81% when you click on the chart here. Same story, because they're bonded. All right, there's a strong liquidity bond with Pulse X and Pulse, so they have the same storyline. One goes up, the other goes up. One goes down, the other goes down. Is it the exact amount in the red? It's pretty close, one could say, but it's not exact. If you look at them right now, 5.25% in the red for Pulse. And then when you click on the chart here for Pulse X, it's 4.79% in the red. So, like I said, liquidity, Hart's law is in true effect right now when it comes to those two tokens. And a lot of the other tokens we'll talk about in a second right now as well. Ink token, 2.92%. Now, Ink token has a mind of its own, has the ability to go parabolic and go up in price rather drastically. And you got to think of it this way. This is not a token that anybody sacrificed for. There wasn't $1 billion raised for Ink. There wasn't $100,000 raised for Ink. This is a token that you farm, and you can sell or hold, or use it to continue to farm and LP it up with other tokens, right? You can LP Ink up with Pulse X. You can LP it up with other tokens as well, as far as in the Richard Heart ecosystem. But there wasn't a sacrifice for this particular token, so it doesn't have that crazy sell pressure of people that have been waiting a couple years to get out of the red and Pulsechain and at least above sacrifice price. That type of sell pressure, that type of sentiment affecting it. It's actually bullish out of all of the tokens. But, the one token we need to be absolutely bullish for people that have faith again, so that we can see this ecosystem succeed, obviously, is Hex, which is 17% in the green today at 209.931. That's a little bit below a penny. And this is P Hex. All right. So when people talk about Hex is down 98% from its all-time high, That's Ethereum Hex. Pulsechain Hex never had an all-time high of 55 cents or 50 cents or 45 cents. It never had any of those numbers. That's what the Richard Hart tweet was back, a few days ago, especially when he said, showing the chart of Hex doing good. Talks about how the market has chosen Hex, P Hex over E Hex, and that has created a lot of drama. So overall, both the hexes need to do well. They have to. This is, E Hex is Richard Hart's firstborn. It would make sense that has to succeed for people to become confident and bullish, because the people who sacrificed a lot of money are hexagons. And what did hexagons own prior to Pulsechain? Ethereum Hex. So that only makes sense, right? That would only make sense. Now, for me, I go where the money's at, right? Where's the money at right now? Well, guess what, Richard Hart? The market has chosen SolidX, and the market is continuing to choose SolidX. As you take a look here on Dex Screener, SolidX, #1 trending on Dex Screener. If you were to go on the left-hand side here and click on the Pulsechain link, you're going to see SolidX is at the top. It's trending at the top, and that's because of the volume. That's because of the transactions. And right now, it's above Teddy Bear, which is a Maria, aka a Tropa developer token that has been carrying Pulsechain on its back for the past several months. So for SolidX to come and take that demanding lead over Teddy Bear is phenomenal, right? And Teddy Bear is, a meme token by the Tropa developer, and they have an entire ecosystem of the developer extracting value and putting it all over the place in different tokens and cycling money around to, ultimately bring these tokens up, plus the PRC20 tokens, the free copies like PDAI and PWrap Bitcoin and whatnot. But at the end of the day, when you have a token like SolidX come and launch at, and basically go from $2 to $250, from April 2nd, 7-8 days later, and then it apply Hart's law and create the solid index tokens, which we'll point out the 4 tokens. I made a video about it yesterday, and start to uplift those with the liquidity bonding using Hart's law. And then those tokens start to show up, in the top positions. It's very interesting to see the money where it's flowing. And also, we'll talk about 9inch in a minute here, of their partnership with SolidX. While it's the hottest commodity on Pulsechain, is helping 9inch Exchange's BBC token go absolutely parabolic. Because BBC token, not even a month back, was below 5 cents. And we'll take a look at that chart in a minute. So since the 21st to the 23rd, we had a huge spike from $84 on SolidX. Boom, right above 100. So it's been, the volatility is there like it is in crypto, but it's not caring about what's going on the Pulsechain side of things as far as Pulse and PulseX. This is where the money's at right now. Follow the money. That's what they say. So an index token that's part of the Solid Index would be Nope token. That's Randy Hilarski's token he's the founder of. I just recently joined his Patreon group. I really enjoy it. Do join the Zoom calls. Learning a lot from some smart individuals. I never put myself above people, even though I've been doing this for going on 10 years. Whenever you join a group, a Telegram of people with mindsets like yourself and knowledge in the game, you can always learn something new, and I'm learning things that are new, and it's advancing and upping my game. I'm upgrading right now by joining that Patreon group and learning some tricks that I would love to show you guys in the near future. So Nope token right now, SolidX parity, bonded together pretty heavily, 454,000 of liquidity. You take a look at the chart here. It's had a nice run, correction, going back up, going sideways. So we can only imagine SolidX reaching $250 again, plus it's going to pull it back up, plus some more. Jumping to Fire Hex, another token, part of the solid index tokens, 4 of them. I told you guys yesterday, I'm all in, baby. I'm all in, baby. But I got a +1. We'll talk about that in a second here. I've added a +1. So Hexfire here, $63,000 in liquidity, but that's with the wrapped Pulse token, right? So if you go to Hexfire, you see all these different pairs. Look at this is on Pulsex. This is on 9-inch, 9mm, and you want to take a look at the SolidX pair. And as we scroll down here, take a look at how much is in those, and you can see right now $81,000 on Pulsex exchange. Hexfire bonded and LP'd with SolidX token, part of the index. So this token has gone on a run, just like Nope token came down, corrected. Now it's on its way back up, and the tides shall rise together. SolidX is on the rise. These are going to start to rise and slowly move. And these are opportunities for individuals that are looking to invest in these to get them while they're cheap, right? Then we move over to Access, the 4th token. It's part of the Solid Index, which I think is a solid play, by the way. $34,499. That's a $347,000 liquidity with wrapped Pulse. But again, you got to go into Dex Screener, and then you can see where and what exchange it's bonded with, and it actually has $485,000 of LP in the Pulsex exchange paired up with SolidX. About 159,000 paired up with SolidX on 9mm. But it looks like the highest amount of liquidity is on 9mm with wrapped Pulse. You see right here. So different exchanges, different pools, different places you can buy it. You got, selections across the board on whether you want to buy from 9-inch, Pulsex exchange, or 9mm. You pick which one you want. Now my +1, and I've been dollar cost averaging, and for me, I'm at a really good point to trade. Take a look at the beginning of the month. 3 cents BBC token, big bonus coin. So this is like the ink token of 9-inch exchange. But look at the growth. And SolidX and 9-inch, they have partnered together. Single-sided staking will be available for SolidX on the 9-inch exchange shortly here in the next week. The index tokens are going to have single-sided staking opportunities as well. That's going to bring demand to the Solid Index tokens. And then BBC is a factor as far as the partnership and what they're doing things together. But BBC is going to have a big use case. Rumor is out there's something brewing up. I don't know personally exactly what that is or what it might be, but I think people in the background are aware of what it might be, but they know something is coming because we've had a parabolic move. Now, you're buying here at 4 cents at the beginning of the month, goes up to 25, dumps back down, gives you a re-entry at 9 cents, goes back up to 22. Recently, you could have bought back at 12, back up to 23 cents, back down to 20. Now, if you're feeling like you're too late to the game, obviously, look, people are trading these tokens. If nothing announces in the next, 3 to 5 days, I would expect a correction down around these levels. Maybe like 15 cents might be the next low entry, or it can go lower and lower. Really depends what the market has chosen, right? So with that being said, I'm looking at dollar cost averaging on the dips and not really caring, because at the end of the day, if there's news to come, if there's bullish opportunity in the horizon, then buying throughout all these levels and then waiting to sell at new all-time highs, maybe 50 cents, maybe $1. One can only speculate. You never know. I'm not a financial advisor. I can only speculate that this possibly could hit 30 to 40 to 50 cents, which would be a good place for me to sell, send some money to the bank, and load up on the ultimate prize, which is not doing well right now. The thing I want the most of is Pulse and Pulsex. So I'm using these opportunities to trade these tokens that are having success right now, because that's where the money's at. And while the money's here, you make the money here. And then you take a little bit of the money from here and you put it over there, which for me personally happens to be Pulse and Pulsex. And some Hex, the rich and hardcore tokens, I'm not forgetting about them. I'm just going where the money is so I can make enough money to accumulate more. Okay? That's the mindset of someone who's not a maxi. I'm just a money maxi, and I want more Pulse and Pulsex and Hex, and even E-Hex. And I want to have a strong position in SolidX. So trading in these positions to get a bigger bag of SolidX, bigger bags of the Solid X index and then get bigger bags on Pulse and PulseX can only happen if you're trading where the money is at. And right now, it has to do with everything that's surrounding the Solid X token. If you don't believe me, click on the Pulse chart. You'll see here Solid X number 2, Teddy Bear, or Solid X number 1, Teddy Bear number 2, 9 inches number 3, BBC is number 4, DWB number 5, right? And there's other parities that are with Solid X that are even here as well. So it's getting interesting. You know, like I said, follow the money, and that's where you make money, right? If you go where the money is not happening, you know, you're going to have to wait. The money's not in these tokens right now, but I don't mind buying them at these prices when I make a little money over there. So that's enough for today's Pulsechain Market recap. Opportunities all over the place. You're just going to find it. Do your own research. Till next time, we shall do it again. Yeah, dog.